The national budget for the financial year 2020-21 indicates the government's commitment towards the fight against COVID-19. Shiimi emphasized that through the allocations, much of which will go to the social sector ministries such as health and education, will facilitate and set the country in a better position to overcome COVID-19.
The Ministry of Health and Social Services is allocated 7.95 billion. This is 12.4% of the total non-interest expenditure. The funding will allow the health sector to roll out measures for combating COVID-19. The Ministry of Basic Education, Arts and Culture receives 14.2 billion, equivalent to 22.1% of the total allocation. Higher Education, Training and Innovation receives 3.3 billion, or 5.1% of the total allocation, of which 900.2 million is for UNAM, 503.9 million for NAST, and 1.5 billion for NASFAF, including a guarantee-backed loan facility of 238 million. The Ministry of Gender Equality, honorable members, fellow Namibians, poverty eradication and social welfare is allocated 5.3 billion to 8.2% of the total allocation, mainly to cater for the social safety nets which form the first line of defense against poverty for the vulnerable members of our society, especially during COVID-19.
Shiimi assured the public that this will not be the time to expect tax increments, but those that earn above the threshold of 50,000 Namibia dollars per annum will have to pay taxes. The budget tabled this year has increased considerably compared to the budget of last year, mainly due to improvements in collecting revenue.
I table before you the 2020-2021 budget totaling 72.8 billion. This is a single-year budget reflecting the commensurate agency of addressing the elevated once-off needs arising from the impact of COVID-19. Non-interest operational expenditure is budgeted at 57.9 billion, 8.8% more than the previous year, reflecting accelerated funding needs to fight COVID-19.
Members of the opposition were not pleased with the budget.
The ruling party is trying to cover up. Everything is COVID-19, COVID-19. We know the severity of COVID-19, but the failures of consistent policies has brought us here. The goose that used to lay the golden egg, which is SACU revenue, has been drying up for a number of years. Contraction of the economy has been felt for the last four financial years. So what we are not seeing new policy direction that gives impetus to saving jobs, that addresses housing, that addresses pushing back the frontiers of poverty and making sure that we stimulate the economy.
For the Landless People's Movement, we are quite disappointed, but we're not surprised in the allocations. It is a disappointment because it shows that they are actually covering up their state looting and in corruption. Because now we're seeing that the budget is the allocation, even just for creation of jobs, is about 187,000. That is nothing, because now we have seen with a high percentage of retrenchment rate, more emphasis should be placed in ensuring that more jobs are created, more jobs are secured. In terms of water, it's not enough given with the drought that has drastically affected lives, societies, communities, our agricultural sector.
The PDM Treasurer Nico Smith suggested that debate on the budget commence next week, Tuesday. The Speaker of Parliament, in conclusion, approved and adjourned the session.